Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about how Red Sky handles their icons. So we typically take our icons in a number of different formats. Most popular is SVG format. But what we do with that is we convert it into a font pack, and that font pack can be used on our websites. We can then scale them, we can colorize them, we can do a whole bunch of fun stuff with fonts rather than regular SVGs. So we use this program or this website in particular called Icomoon, and we have a paid subscription to it, so the login is just shared in the 1Password account. But effectively, what you do is you'll log into the Icomoon app icon up there. In this case, it just actually loaded the free version, so you still want to make sure you're signed in. So go ahead and click the sign in. I've got 1Password auto-filling that. And so now type the CAPTCHA in. Let's see if I get it right. And I did. And you'll see a number of different projects in here from a number of different apps that we've done before in the past. In this case, I'm going to be working on the Quick Start icons. So I found the project called Quick Start. So I'll click load. And it's got all the icons that we're currently using in this Quick Start. And in this case, what I want to do is I want to go to Figma, and I see that we have a new icon for collapsing the menu bar right here. And I am going to want to get that icon out of it. Now there's a couple ways to find this icon. The first one is that I've used before is you hold down Control and you click on it, and you kind of look over on the side menu and you're looking for something usually called like icon and double arrow right. So what we can do is we can use that name, double arrow right, and a lot of times our designer will use the material design icons, and so we can come up here and they're actually loaded in Icomoon. So I'm gonna search for the double arrow right. Let's see if it comes up here. So double arrow right, and so it'll search through your current icons, but then it shows a whole bunch of packs that are free to use. And just usually sometimes come down here to the material icons and see if I see something. There's kind of a double arrow right that way. I don't know if that's the right one. And kind of come in a little bit. That doesn't quite look at it. Looks more like chevrons. But you may or may not find it. And we're trying to be exact, so if I don't know it, if I don't see it right away, I'm just gonna download it from Figma, which is what we're gonna do in this case. So I'm gonna click on it, and then I'm gonna click kind of over here, and beneath my head, behind it, let me see if I can, and I can see this icon. If I select it, you can kind of work over on selecting a couple of these different things, but as you hover over here, it'll usually say what type of format do you want to download it as. You can choose PNG, JPEG. So maybe if you're actually loading this as an image in to your site, you'd choose a JPEG or PNG, but those are going to be rasterized in the sense that they're going to be pixelized and you won't be able to grow and scale it without aliasing happening. So we're going to choose the SVG since it is a vector icon. And then we're going to hit download. It'll ask us where to save it. I'll just save it to my downloads. And that should be it for Figma. So I'm going to go back to the Icomoon and we're going to clear out the search. I'm going to click over here and say import to set. I click on that. I find my SVG, double click on it, and you'll notice that it shows up over here. It's in gray. So anything that's highlighted with this border has been selected for export. So down here is your export. Different stuff. So this one's selected, but notice that it's gray. So it actually has some color to it rather than just being black and white. So we're going to go in and fix that with the edit. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to, sometimes they don't come in centered and the grid is off. So we always want to change the grid to 32 and just to kind of be uniform. We're going to make sure that the canvas is square. So I'll click that, and if this came in as like rectangular, it'll square the canvas. But then we want to center everything in the canvas. I click centered. In this case, it was. And then we want to scale it to fit to canvas. And again, what it'll do is it'll grow this until it touches both left and right, or top and bottom, or both at the same time. And then finally, we want to remove the color from it. So we'll click on that and remove the color. And now the color's gone. We'll give it a name. Our typical name would be like double hyphen or minus arrow right. And so this will be the name that you'll use when you're using the icon. And this is kind of for searching, and so it doesn't really matter. It's just that search that we had up there. I'll click close, and now it's black and white right here. And so I have it selected again. If it wasn't selected, they won't export, so you want to make sure they're selected. And then I'm going to click on generate font, and you'll want to look up here and see if there's any warnings or errors. And you'll want to see that all of them are in that grid size 32. You can kind of see the names. Now notice that there doesn't say icon in front of them. That is a setting that is added on to each of them that it'll automatically add. If I click on preferences, you'll see that it has the icon dash, and there's a couple other things you can have for supporting older browsers and stuff like that. But I'm just going to close that and click download. And in this font zip file, you'll have a folder that has the fonts in here. So they're exported as TTF, WAF, WAF2. You'll have an SVG of the whole thing. And then there's this demo. And the demo is actually pretty nice to actually be able to see these icons as they are. And this one's not loading quite right. I think it's because I'm looking at it in the zip file. I didn't actually extract it, but the demo will show the icon, it'll show the name and how to use it. And so what we'll do is we're going to take this entire folder structure and extract it into our project, usually under the source icons folder. And the reason why we do that is because it has the CSS styles and stuff for the demo, so you can see the demo. It has the font files, but the most important thing is it has the selections.json. If I open up this file, let's see if you'll see it's just a bunch of JSON data for all of your icons. And where that's important is if you were to accidentally go into Icomoon and somebody deleted out your project, you could actually re-import this entire JSON file, and it'll basically reconstruct that project for you from scratch, and you'll have everything in there that you're expecting. So we just decided we're just going to git commit these entire folder structure and work with that. I hope this has been helpful. Hopefully you'll be able to use Icomoon, and it's been a nice little tool. So until next time, we'll see ya.